Hello and welcome to my channel, A&A Snakes and More, and my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. For more videos like this, please watch my youngest son's channel, Henny's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. And let's dive in. Bakersfield, California. Eyewitness News investigates the disappearance of two Cow City boys, Oren and Orson West, from their home in California City in 2020.
Thomas, what does it mean to you being recognized as the 2023 Best Personal Injury Lawyer?
It means a lot to have the support and recognition of our community because I've worked hard for the last 20 years helping injury victims in Bakersfield. Hablo español también.
We still need their bodies, no matter what. And we just thank everybody.
Guilty of felony, 2 with murder in the second. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of Eyewitness News Investigates. I'm Stacey Rasmussen. The news of the disappearance of Oren and Orson West quickly spread throughout Kern County in the winter of 2020. Hundreds of people quickly stepping in to help find these missing brothers. But as time went on, people grew more suspicious, some getting angry, asking, where are the boys? In this half hour, we'll take a look at the timeline of what happened, the shocking twists in the case, and interviews you'll hear for the very first time. This is Mystery in the Desert. Kern County, located at the southern end of California's Central Valley, it's one of the biggest counties in the state and the country. It's known for its agriculture, energy production, affordable housing, country music roots, and much more. But it's also notorious for its high crime rate.
The murder capital, tragically, California is Kern County.
Breaking news coming from central Bakersfield tonight, where one man is dead, another is injured after a shooting.
Details tonight on a shocking death at a local retirement community.
Police shootings.
Where we are learning there have been 2 officer-involved shootings tonight. Dramatic new videos from Bakersfield police showing 2 different officer-involved shootings happening just within days from each other.
And it's murder mysteries.
Leslie Chance, she's accused of killing her husband Todd Chance back in 2013.
New developments tonight in a court case surrounding the Bakersfield 3.
One of those mysteries is the disappearance of Oren and Orson West. 2 young brothers reported missing by their adoptive parents just days before Christmas in 2020. Their story, well known in Kern County, has also captured the attention of people nationwide.
News now on the mystery disappearance of 2 brothers in California. The boys vanishing from their backyard just before Christmas.
I have never covered a story this many days in a row. We were literally covering this every day for nearly 2 weeks.
Oren, originally born Sincere on August 4th, 2016, and Orson, originally born Classic on June 11th, 2017, were the biological children of Ryan Dean. While the boys were young and their personalities were not fully formed yet, relatives and people close to them described the children as fun, rambunctious kids. The 2 young boys did not get the chance to have much of a life with their biological parents before being taken out of the home by Child Protective Services. One night, Dean allegedly came home after work to hear her 3-month-old son, Oren, crying. She realized the cry was different than what she was used to and immediately took him to the hospital. The police were called, and according to the attorney of Sincere's biological father, Charles Pettis, they were cleared of these abuse allegations. since the young boy was in the care of a babysitter at the time of the injury.
To me, he's a great father. They don't come with a guidebook for parenting.
However, Oren was still placed in a foster home. Ryan Dean says she did everything she could to get him back.
I just feel like I didn't deserve this. I'm not a criminal. I don't have a bad record. I don't have a record at all. So for me to take my child to the hospital, being a responsible parent, and to lose my child, and for my second child to be born into it, and for me to take him home for a week and lose him, it hurts.
Another aspect of this case that is angering the family is that the grandmother was willing to take the children, but that did not happen.
I just want answers. I just want answers. Like, why? Why Kern County? What was the purpose of not giving them to me when my house was approved to have them? I'm the grandmother. What makes them think that a foster family was better than their own family?
Instead, the young boy was taken out of the foster home and adopted by Trezell and Jacqueline West, a family who was supposed to love and take care of him. Then Orson was born and was placed in the same home with his brother. In September of 2020, Jacqueline and Trezell made the move to California City, a small desert town located about an hour and a half east of Bakersfield.
This is the house of Trezell and Jacqueline West, but there's very little, if any, remnants of them or the missing boys. The only thing that's left is a boarded-up house and dirt where the vigil used to be.
The biological mom says she knew the boys were not happy in the care of Trezell and Jacqueline.
They used to cry when they picked them up, like at the end of the visit. They weren't dressing them, they were cutting their hair when I still had rights. I know my kids, and they was not happy with them. I felt it at visits. I told them.
But what happens next, no one could have expected. Coming up, the young boys escape from their California City home, or so the adoptive parents claim. The details that make investigators skeptical, and the massive search efforts from the community when mystery in the desert continues. What should have been a fun and festive time for the West family in the week leading up to Christmas drastically changed when the boys were reported missing in the early evening hours of December 21st, 2020.
I came in the house, I saw them there. I went in the house, I came back out, I didn't see them now. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said no. They should be outside playing with chalk. I said, well, I didn't see them, so I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked.
And security video obtained by Eyewitness News at the time of the disappearance backs up his claims that he did search the area.
You do see Trezell go outside, like he said, and go to the backyard. He claims he was getting firewood, bringing it into the house, and then eventually you see him go outside the fence like he claims, go in the car, going up and down the street looking for the boys. One thing you never see in that video is Owen and Orson West.
Jacqueline West claims she was inside wrapping presents for the boys when Trezell left them to go start a fire on that cold December evening. That's when they escaped from the backyard. 2 boys under the age of 5, now lost days before Christmas, made the police and a large group of community members start frantically searching, trying to find any trace of the boys.
Daughter was like, no, Mom, we got to do something. We got to help. So we came out. We started driving around town with ballparks, places a little kid would hide.
They're children. I mean, I'm human. And I would be nonstop looking if it was my child. He wouldn't even keep me inside.
This is one of the many areas that community members and law enforcement came to search for the missing boys. It's about a block from Trezell and Jacqueline West's home, and as you can tell, there is a lot of land here, and so it proved to be a difficult task to find any trace of the boys.
So does the best are out here?
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it.
But it wasn't just search efforts where the community stepped up. People also came together to raise tens of thousands of dollars for reward money, all in hopes to find a significant clue in the mysterious disappearance. One of those people who had a big part in raising awareness is Jennifer Noble.
I just really wanted to spread awareness, and then I went from there and I had 210 basically banners made. They went around the world. They went all over the country here, and people became huge supporters, and, people were looking for these, baby boys.
Those signs were seen all across California, as well as other states across the country. Noble says she felt she needed to step in because it hit too close to home.
That could be my child, and that could be your child. It could be, it could be anybody. As a mom, when I saw this one and saw that they were 3 and 4 years old, and it wasn't, one is too many missing. This was 2. And so it really, really grabbed my attention. And then at this point, when I had heard it, multiple times, now we're talking weeks had gone by, and these little boys had just never been seen again. And it was like they were just gone, So it really just grabbed me as a mom.
Back in California City, almost immediately after the boys were reported missing, the community became suspicious of Trezell and Jacqueline.
The deputy and the father were walking along, and I noticed the dad had rain boots on, and he had 3 hunting knives strapped down his leg. And I found that odd, because you're in your home. Why do you have hunting knives strapped to your leg? The whole thing started getting fishy. When we asked about search and rescue coming in, we were told that they weren't coming in. And that was kind of an indicator to us that we're looking more towards recovery than rescue.
They didn't just go to their friends and run away. I knew something was wrong.
Since the very moment that I heard that, I have doubts about the disappearance here, because it was so sad, and the argument of these people was so weak.
The one and only time the adoptive parent spoke publicly was just 2 days after the boys were reported missing. And one thing that came into question was the demeanor of the couple.
It's during the pandemic, so they're wearing masks, so we can't see their whole face. It's very cold, it's very reserved.
On her, she's too nonchalant, and on him, he's trying to plead to me and say sorry, but I just feel it's fake.
Experts pointed out that Trezell and Jacqueline also spoke about the boys in past tense while they were still missing. We reached out to a former NYPD detective who spoke to a body language specialist about what this type of behavior usually means.
The fact that they're very cold, they're crossing their arms, she's swaying left to right, they're finishing each other's sentences. He's saying that's very suspicious and raises a lot of red flags.
Some even comparing the tears the biological mother shed versus the harsh, emotionless Trezell and Jacqueline.
I've never seen a mother cry like Ryan Dane cried. Like, those were tears of a mother, and you just felt for her in that moment.
The behavior of Trezell and Jacqueline was so noticeable at the impromptu press conference. It caused a heated exchange between the biological aunt of the boys and the Wests.
Then people was out here praying for my nephew, and where was y'all at? Where was y'all at? Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew. This not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
You act like you don't understand. You're too calm for me. You're too calm for me.
We have been going through it.
Okay, going through it. You act like you don't care. I'm just telling the truth. I'm sorry if I'm coming at you the wrong way, but you act like you don't care.
We do care.
From the first jump, the kids came up missing. How?
We've
Where
already
are they? Do you guys think about where they at night while y'all sleep?
You don't sleep.
You don't sleep?
Never
You should have been out here 24/7. Buckled up, looking for them.
Also, we have been
That
at
is
the police
crazy.
station.
I don't care.
We
It's
haven't been
crazy.
home.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You're
And it's
assuming-
wrong.
Multiple neighbors who didn't want to go on camera with us all shared a similar experience when talking about the Wests, saying they never spoke to the couple and they never saw Orrin or Orson in California City for the entire 3 months the family lived there.
They kept to themselves. I believe that they never approach anybody.
Because of the complex nature of the case, the California City Police Department handed over the investigation to the Bakersfield Police Department in early March of 2021. Just days after the investigation was handed over to BPD, a massive search was done alongside the FBI in a field off Cottonwood in East Pacheco in southeast Bakersfield. That's near the Casaloma Apartments. Little details were revealed as to the reason for the search, but we do know that Trezell and Jacqueline used to live in those apartments just before making the move to California City. Coming up, a shocking twist in the case. Over a year into the investigation of the disappearance, a stunning revelation. The announcement from the district attorney that nobody saw coming. The mystery in the desert continues. After the search in the fields near the Casaloma Apartments, many felt like there was very little developments in the case. But we know that in the year after the disappearance, there were at least 80 interviews, 44 search warrants, and 15 mass searches done. This is the backyard where Trezell says was the last place he saw the boys out here playing with chalk. He went inside, and when he came back out, the boys were gone. But prosecutors believe that the boys were killed 3 months before they were even reported missing, which means they may have never even made it to California City to begin with. On the night of March 1st, 2022, the major news came down that Trezell West was indicted on murder charges. The couple that was once begging the public for help in finding their boys are now being searched for themselves.
We get word through stringers and police scanner that it could be Trezell and Jacqueline on the loose in an RV on a highway headed towards Shafter, in the Shafter area. And so then we and a bunch of people who were at the home where Trezell and Jacqueline have been living in Bakersfield start trying to find them, start going to the scene.
When our crew showed up, Trezell and Jacqueline were no longer there, but we were able to confirm through DMV records that the RV belonged to Trezell and saw it being towed away. They were arrested in western Kern County that night on charges of second-degree murder, willful cruelty to a child, and false report of an emergency. The day after this shocking arrest, District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer held a press conference where she released an even bigger bombshell in the case. She believes the boys have been dead for a while.
This morning, I'm saddened to announce that the investigation has revealed that Orrin and Orson West are deceased. The investigation has also revealed that they died 3 months before their adoptive parents reported them missing.
Months before that stunning revelation, a grand jury got together to determine if they had enough evidence to file charges. 50 witnesses testified, and eventually the grand jury sided with prosecutors and indicted the couple. Almost immediately after the DA's press conference, they pushed for a gag order, which angered the defense attorney Tim Hennessy. He felt it was unfair that Trezell and Jacqueline didn't get a chance to share their side of the story.
Statements that have been used by the Kern County District Attorney in her press conference tend to invoke a tidal wave of emotion towards finding guilt, whether substantiated or not, and this will taint a local jury pool and could deny our clients a chance at a fair trial.
The news quickly spread, and many people did start forming their own opinions.
It's kind of crazy because, this is not this type of neighborhood.
When I first heard they went missing, my heart was broken, and then when I found out that Jacqueline and Trezell were convicted or were charged, my heart just ached for the Bio family.
First and foremost, this is a tragedy, an absolute tragedy that was reported in my city. That 2 small boys could be killed by their parents.
It was really heartbreaking, and I felt sad inside. I felt sick inside, honestly. And then I felt sad for all of the biological family involved, like, oh my God.
A judge eventually called for a gag order in the case. The updates we have are from the several lawsuits filed by the biological family against several agencies, including Kern County, for over $40 million. It's been over 2 years since that December evening in 2020 when the boys were first reported missing. Their little bodies still have not been found. Family, friends, and community members are hoping as this case goes to trial, they will be able to get some sort of closure.
I really do hope Classic and Sincere get justice for whatever they've endured, in that short time of their life.
The readiness hearing keeps getting pushed back, but this isn't making family and friends of the boys discouraged.
You can push it back 6 months. They can do whatever they want. Justice is going to still be served, and they're going to still be held accountable.
But the fact that they have still not found the bodies of the boys and little evidence has been released has people wondering, what information do they have that's good enough to take this husband and wife duo to court on murder charges?
We're waiting to hear what is that evidence. And a grand jury looked at this case and heard many testimonies. They felt that there was enough evidence to move this to a trial. So that's what will be interesting to see when this case starts.
There's a few key witnesses the public is still waiting to hear from about what went on behind those closed doors.
Just what was going through their minds, what did the babies go through when they was doing what they did, or what really happened. But it's going to come out, the truth will come out, and then whoever is involved, whoever had their hands in it, they got blood on their hands.
We have not heard from Trezell and Jacqueline's other children. So it will be interesting when this trial starts, what is their testimony? What do Trezell and Jacqueline West's other kids say about what they saw, what they didn't see? Not just the testimony of the other children, the other kids of Trezell and Jacqueline, but I think the parents of Trezell and Jacqueline.
Coming up, after months of delays, both sides finally lay out their case in front of a jury, and the fate of Trezell and Jacqueline hangs in the balance. The outcome of the weeks-long trial, when Mystery Desert continues after the break. After months of court dates being postponed, the couple accused of murder finally started their jury trial on March 28th, 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Trezell West. This is Jacqueline West. And their 2 sons are missing.
Over the course of 2 months, dozens of witnesses took the stand, including police officers, detectives, and family members close to the couple. But the main evidence was a recorded interview where the oldest son claims to have seen Orrin dead. After just 2 days of deliberation, the jury made up their minds.
The state entrusted Orrin and Orson to them. And what did they do? They killed them. And based on the evidence in this case, I ask you to find Trezell West and Jacqueline West guilty of all charges. Thank you.
From Eyewitness News, this is breaking news.
Good morning to you. I'm Stacey Rasmussen. We're coming on the air at this hour because there has been a major development in the trial of Trezell and Jacqueline West. We do assume a verdict has possibly been reached in this trial. On May 19th, 2023, Trezell and Jacqueline were both found guilty of second-degree murder of Orrin.
We, the jury, impaneled to try the above entitled case, find the defendant, Trezell West, guilty of felony, to wit, murder in the second degree. We, the jury, impaneled to try the above entitled case, find the defendant, Jacqueline West, guilty of felony, to wit, murder in the second degree.
Today was a day that we all been waiting for, and to get 5 guilty counts says a lot.
The jury also found the couple guilty of charges including involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child, and false report of an emergency. The jury was deadlocked on the second-degree murder charge of Orson, and they conspired to commit a crime charge.
Everything we did was in peace.
Yes, it was.
But it don't stop here because we still don't have no bodies.
does it for this special edition of Eyewitness News Investigates Mystery in the Desert. I'm Stacey Rasmussen, and from all of us here at Eyewitness News, have a good night.
Thank you for watching this video, and peace out till the next one.